If you are a passenger of Philippine Airlines traveling from Manila to Los Angeles or New York, here are the travel document requirements that you should prepare for your travel. Please stay tuned and watch the whole video to know the details. Hello guys, welcome to Denzi TV. This is a public service channel providing you with important updates and information related to current events and domestic travel requirements. Please subscribe to this channel if you need such information, and don't forget to hit the notification bell and select all so you can receive all the updates as they come and you won't miss anything. Before we discuss the travel document requirements, let's first discuss the Manila to Los Angeles flight schedule. And I found out that available flights are on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So only on Wednesdays that there are no flights. I've also tried booking a flight and I found out that the lowest price for the fare is at $918. Now let's discuss the travel document requirements for going to Los Angeles Airport or LAX. Let's begin with essential travelers. Fully vaccinated persons are at lower risk and may travel taking public health precautions. So those persons who received the full 2 doses of the vaccine are considered low risk and may travel. If asymptomatic, no quarantine or testing is needed upon return. So it is assumed that there will be a symptom screening conducted in the airport. And if you are found to have no symptoms, then you don't have to go through a quarantine or testing procedure. Now let's discuss the requirements for the non-essential travelers. Those who are not fully vaccinated arriving in or returning to the county of Los Angeles from other states or countries must do the following. So not fully vaccinated are people who have not received yet the 2 doses of the vaccine. And most Filipinos belong to this category. Quarantine for 7 full days after travel if they get tested and get a negative COVID-19 viral test result from a specimen collected 3 to 5 days after their arrival. So these are for Filipinos who got tested in the Philippines and who brought along with them the test result. So only 7 full days of quarantine is required. Quarantine for 10 full days after travel if they did not get tested, okay, after their arrival. So these are for people who did not bring a negative test result. So you have to do 10 full days of quarantine. Reminders for all travelers, you have to self-monitor for symptoms of COVID-19 for 14 days. So this is the quarantine um, requirement. Avoid being around people who are at increased risk for severe illness, and isolate and should get tested if symptoms develop. So these are reminders for all travelers who have arrived at Los Angeles Airport. Other reminders for all travelers include passengers arriving in California are required to fill up an online form acknowledging that they have read and understood California's travel advisory. Failure to submit may result in a fine, and each passenger over the age of 16 as their final destination arriving at LAX should complete this form, and this form is available at this website, travel.lact.org. Now let's proceed to the travel document requirements for Manila to New York. But before that, let's first know the flight schedule. So for the flights from Manila to New York, we only have available flights on Fridays and Saturdays. And the lowest fare discovered is at $1,069. Now let's proceed to the travel document requirements. So first is for the Filipino travelers. They have a test out option. So in this test out option, travelers must obtain a test result, either RT-PCR or antigen. So good news, may antigen na requirement. within 3 days of departure prior to arrival in New York. The traveler must, upon arrival in New York, quarantine for 3 days only. And on day 4, the traveler must obtain another COVID test. If both tests come back negative, the traveler may exit quarantine early upon receipt of the second negative diagnostic test. So this is the test out option that is also available for Filipino travelers. So please take note. Other requirements or guidelines include the presentation of the negative test result will not be presented upon arrival. Only the accomplished NYS health form will be submitted. The passenger will just keep his or her negative test result ready in case he or she chooses to do the test out option and undergo the NYS Health Office random check. So for more information about this, regarding the NYS Travel Advisory, please visit this website. Apart from the mentioned travel guidelines and requirements, there are required forms to be submitted by passengers going to US. Passengers traveling to the US must provide an attestation to the CDC upon check-in. So this attestation form link will be provided in the video description below. This attestation is the one that is of having received a negative qualifying test result or of recovery from COVID-19 after previous infection and clearance to travel. Unless otherwise permitted by law, a parent or other authorized individual should attest on behalf of a passenger aged 2 to 17 years. So for minors, the parent or other authorized individual can do the attestation on the minor's behalf. An authorized individual may attest on behalf to any passenger who is unable to attest on his or her own behalf by reason of physical or mental impairment. So someone can still attest for another if that person is unable to do the attestation on his own. Another document also required is the U.S. Traveler Health Declaration Form. There's no link available for this form, so I assume that this form will be provided as a piece of paper or document in the airport. Other required forms include passengers arriving in New York State must complete the New York State Traveler Health Form. So this health form will be provided. The link to this will be provided in the description below. All travelers arriving at LAX from another state or country must fill out an online form acknowledging that they have read and understood California's travel advisory at this website. So this link also will also provided in the description below. Other required forms, especially for Filipinos, include the Bureau of Immigration Declaration of acknowledging the risk involved in traveling, and of course the PAL passenger profile and health declaration form, which should be registered as early as 5 days before departure via this website. So all these links will also be provided in the description below. And those are the requirements that you have to remember and take note of if you are traveling via Philippine Airlines from Manila to Los Angeles or New York. So if you have missed some requirements, you can always rewind and go back to the parts of the video where the requirements are mentioned, and you can pause the video to take note of them and understand them completely. Thank you so much for watching the video. This has been Denzi TV at your service. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will receive all the updates as they come. Thank you so much po and have a nice day.